Oh my gosh, should we do a sexy intro again?
Yes.
Okay.
This is going to be so funny. Tonight, on another exciting episode of Talking Beards, we have an amazing show with Chad Roberts talking all about how to vet a charity that you want to work for.
Is that like dating?
Tonight,
Are you trying to
yes.
date a charity?
It's like Corvetting.
Oh, Corvetting a charity. That's exciting.
And we'll also have Steven and Jason from Murder City Facial Hair Crew here to talk about Circus of Whiskers 7. I had to remember, okay?
It's like
there's a lot going on right now.
There's not anything going on.
Yes. This is going to be one of the best shows.
Oh my gosh. No.
Okay.
Let's just get going.
Get them out of here.
What's going on, everybody, in Talking Beards world? This is episode number 189 of Talking Beards. Tonight, we will have Chad Roberts from the RVA Beard League, and we will have Steven Eldorado, better known as El Chapo, and Jason Gynp from the Murder City Facial Hair Crew, and they'll be talking all about their event coming up in a couple weeks. But as you can see, Scott Sikora is live on location. Let's get to him. Scott, how's the weather outside?
Well, yes, Aaron, the weather is great tonight. We're deep in the heart of Texas, and we are powerless currently. We are now broadcasting from the front porch via cellular phone, and hopefully we don't lose connection nor battery power tonight. And back to you in the studio.
Yeah, so I'm inside the studio with electricity, and you also were inside of a studio with electricity up until about 10 minutes ago. So this is a pretty good live on location setup here. Go ahead, Scott.
Yes, this is correct, Aaron. As we were preparing for the show tonight, as you can see, the sky was sunny and bright outside, and everything was going great. We were doing our pre-interviews with Chad and with Steven and getting ready for the program, and then all of a sudden the power went out, and now we are doing what we have to do to get the show on the road. And back to you, Aaron.
Did you pay your electric bill?
Yes, Aaron, we did. As you can see, there's no power anywhere to be found in Texas
So
tonight.
No one paid their electric bills in your entire apartment complex?
This is correct, Aaron. Thank you. And back to you in the studio.
Yeah, so we'll just get into this. If you're watching on Facebook and you're trying to comment, you need to, or if you want to comment and you want your comments to be seen, you're going to have to go over to our YouTube page. That's Talking Beards YouTube, and watch the show over there, and your comments will show up. They are not working on Facebook. This is a StreamYard issue. This is not a Talking Beards Scott No Power issue. This is a global issue, possibly by Chad Roberts. Who knows? Chad may have set us all up tonight. I have no idea, but we're this is going to be the night of technical difficulties. Go ahead, Scott. Score.
Yeah, yes, and Aaron, as you can see, in Texas, we still have no power. Also related, there are no commenting on Facebook tonight. We don't know if the two are together in this whole situation. We call in cahoots in the news world, but if we find out any more information why we are out on location, we will let you know as soon as possible. And back to you, Aaron, in this.
What was that? What just fell in front of the screen? Was that a leaf?
Aaron, no, it was a bug flying by. Thank you.
My goodness. Okay, that's good. Now we have some comments in the YouTube world here. Steven, Jason, and Chadwick. That's an action-packed show, says Andrew Matson. Chicken Wing says, howdy, y'all. Chris Wilson says, hello, fellas. And then Andrew Matson also says, Chattington will do that. So, yeah, we got all kinds of comments in there. Like I said, go over to YouTube if you want to comment because Facebook is not working. So, yeah, you just want to get into what else is going on in the world, or are we just going to jump right into Chad Roberts?
No, Aaron. Sorry. This just coming in right now. As you can see, we still have no power here in Texas. No lights. Actually, I do take that back. If we pan the camera a little bit to this way,
yeah, here
you can see that
there we go. I'm painting it. Ooh,
there is power over in that area of Texas.
Okay.
But over on this area of Texas, you can see there is absolutely no power.
This is weird. Well, what's going on with that? Is that your bird feeder out there?
Yes, that's our bird feeder out here in Texas. It's a Texas
Are there any birds eating from the feeder?
No, there are not. Currently, no, there are not. But yes, no. So as we're on location, we wanted to talk to Aaron tonight. We'll do a quick little interview with Aaron tonight. So tell us a little bit about your weekend, Aaron, and tell us where you were and what happened. You do have some exciting news.
Wow, I don't know what all exciting news I got, but my last week or so has been extremely chaotic. Missed last week's show because I was traveling from Vancouver to Miami, Florida. So I was just seeing, how far I could drive really, so I was just trying to go tip to tip. I think it was about 3,800 miles, pretty much right up the road. I mean, Miami, Florida, Vancouver, Canada, super easy, barely an inconvenience of a drive. It was super nice. I was home for 30 hours. So that made it, super way easier. But yeah, we were in Miami last weekend. I went with Bassett Racing to set with them for the car. Unfortunately, he didn't qualify. He got a little squirrely in 3 and 4. And when you got one lap, it has to be perfect. And it just wasn't a perfect lap. The car was super fast. So just unlucky. They're going to run in Martinsville. Then I do believe they're talking about taking it out to Phoenix. But I will not be at either one of those because next weekend we will be in Monsters Ball, and the weekend after that, Detroit. Yeah, so that's why we're talking to Detroit. Go ahead.
Breaking news. Yes, there still is no power in Texas currently, but Phoenix is also located in Arizona. Back to Aaron.
This is good. This is a very informative episode of Talking Beards tonight that lots and lots of people are watching, and we're just, making great strides in the Talking Beards community here. But yeah, that was pretty much my weekend. I just went down there. I met with a couple drivers and might have some more stuff coming up in the works pretty soon. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good weekend overall. Scott Scora, how was your weekend?
Yeah. Well, Aaron D. Johnston of Talking Beards, I'd like to say that my weekend was very eventful. I went to a wedding. It was very nice. Man, woman got married, and there was celebration after the event. There was also a celebration before the event. Drinks were had by people.
Okay.
Discussions were had about many different things. Mm-hmm. And then after that event, we went home, and I woke up the next morning with a stomach bug and have been bedridden for the past 3 days. Tonight is the first night I've actually been able to get out and about. But as we can see now, Texas is now currently out of power. They used all of it up, and now we're trying to refill the tanks. And back to you, Aaron D.
Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, you got super sick, and then Texas ran out of power. That's your life right now. But hey, most importantly, did you know the people getting married this weekend?
Yes, Aaron, I did.
Okay.
It was Angela's cousin and Angela's cousin's fiance. They got married this weekend. Breaking news, and now they're married.
Are they cousins to each other?
Aaron, no, they are not.
Okay.
The sources do tell me, though, that they have known each other for many years, have been living together, and they decided that it was time in their lives to create this union, and they did it.
Probably.
Yes, probably.
It was their wedding night, so that's usually what you do on your wedding night.
Yes, Aaron, this is correct. They do these things on nights they're married.
Looks like Austin may have forgotten to charge their batteries. Maybe that's it. Maybe Austin is going completely battery powered.
Breaking news, Aaron. Not only does Texas still not currently have power, but my microphone also does not have a cord and is not plugged into anything.
Thank you for that report. Oh, well, I think we're pretty much out of news. You want to bring Chad in?
Yes. So we'd like to introduce Mr. Chad Roberts from the RVA Beard League, who's coming in straight out of Richmond, Virginia. We are having Chad on tonight to discuss a process of vetting a charity that you'd be interested in working in. Now, a lot of different beard clubs across the country have worked with small charities here and there. And usually it's someone who knows someone, and it's some family member that is working with an extremely small charity. And everyone's, just trying to help everyone out. But at times when you're involved with bigger clubs and organizations over the years, as Aaron and I both have in larger scale beard clubs in the past, we've worked with bigger types of charities, and the information that Chad's going to present to us tonight kind of walks us through the whole process of how you should go about looking for the right charity to work for. Did that pretty much sum it up?
I think that pretty well sums it up. Let's get in the most informed, most prepared human being I think I've ever seen in my entire life. This is going to be amazing. So yeah, as you said, live from RVA is Mr. Chad Roberts. Oh, hey, Chad. Don't even do this.
What? No.
We don't need any more technical difficulties.
Not a technical difficulties. Doing good.
How's that electricity going?
It's everywhere.
Yeah,
I have so many lights on right now.
Yeah, I just went through my whole house and just turned all the lights on for no reason.
I'm not even in those other rooms. All those lights are on.
Yeah, that's what you do when you have electricity. You use it. Some people don't have electricity and they don't get to use it. They have to stand outside, but not us, Chad. Oh no, we're on the inside where there's electricity.
Woohoo!
All right, so as Scott said, you have a competition coming up in a few months, and you're going through the process and doing your vetting for look for a charity, and you're ready to do that and tell everybody how y'all go about your process.
Yeah. This is something we've done several times, and I figured since we were doing it now, might as well kind of explain our process. Again, this is just the way that we do it. Every club is different. They have different goals, and so I figured we just explain how we do it to give other clubs hopefully a chance to kind of see how just to kind of look under the hood.
Yeah, now we had you on a few months ago, and this is where this whole topic got brought up, where we were talking about picking different charities and stuff like that, and you brought up this whole process of how you guys vet like these charities and stuff, and this like kind of blew my mind. It was like in a whole different realm of how-tos that I had no idea like anyone was doing. And when you started explaining the whole process of this, I'm like, man, we got to get them back on because I want to hear all about this. Now, as Aaron and I were discussing before the show, this is kind of like next level kind of things. And we know a lot of clubs aren't going to be able to like kind of either grasp the concept of all of this that you're about to show us. But Chad provided us a link that gives us a breakdown of everything. We'll post in the show notes so you guys can go and use it as a resource. But like we said, as I introduced you, most clubs are using smaller types of like mom and pop charities in their local areas. But the RVA Beard League in the past and in the future, of course, is going to be and has used larger scale type of charities. Now, this is something you guys have obviously perfected, and enough to like what you're going to show us is going to blow everyone's mind.
It blew my mind.
I still like, I'm going, holy crap.
Do you want me to, Chad, do you want me to bring up what the website you sent me, or are you going to, you're going to do your thing? Okay.
So basically the long and the short of it is when you become a federally recognized nonprofit, you have to submit every year, basically a tax return. And so you have to submit the numbers based on how much your charity brought in that year. If you're brought in under $50,000, you basically have to say, yeah, we're still a charity and doing good stuff. And then if they raise between $50,000 and $200,000 a year, they have to fill out a different level form, which breaks it down as far as what the money they were able to raise, what they spent it on, a breakdown of what was spent on their programs, meaning the works that charity is there to do, versus administrative costs like websites, fees, if they have any sort of office staff, office supplies, stuff like that. And then usually there's also another column there for any sort of a fundraising. And so like dedicated fundraising costs. And so because it's all public IRS information, you can look up those annual returns that those charities put out there every year and kind of see how much they're spending on the programs that you're hopefully raise the money for them to do that good.
Now, everything that you're presenting to us doesn't need to be applicable to a beard club throwing a event to raise money for charity. It could be for any type of organization that wants to throw a charity event, and they could use this information to be looking for a charity to work for.
Sure. Yeah. Like what got our process started is I think a month or two ago at our business meeting, we're like, all right, the comp's coming up in however many months. We need to have a charity. And so we went around the room and we're asking people what sort of causes we wanted to support. And then based on that, look for charities here in town that do that, or ones that they've heard of, ones that they, wanted to get involved with. And so we kind of used that, made a list of that as a starting off point.
But most importantly, bearding ain't all fun and shenanigans.
It's not.
It's not.
It can be,
but it's not.
Especially not on a night like tonight. Especially with, just to give everyone a quick update, Texas still has no power.
And almost no light. Back to you in the studio. Also from the studio, if you're just now tuning in and you want to comment on the show like we usually do, you can't do it on Facebook tonight. You have to go over to YouTube. Facebook is broken. So if you want to go over to YouTube, Talking Beards page, and all your comments will come through, but you can still watch on Facebook. You just can't comment. Back to you, Chad.
All right.
Tell us about all these numbers that are on this page. Like I was scrolling through there and there's a lot of words and like tons of numbers, and so y'all use these numbers and words to come up with your charity.
So many. Let me show you even more numbers.
Oh my gosh. You're going to show us that other page, aren't you?
I am.
Oh my goodness. Everyone's mind is going to explode. Because
we broke it down into, I think, 6 charity. I guess I can count the columns here.
Breaking news. I'd like to bless Aaron. He sneezed.
I missed the mute the first time.
We have no power, and Aaron is sneezing. and back to you guys in the studio.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Okay, I think I can bring Chad's thing up. There we go. Here's all your words and numbers, Chad.
All right.
Hopefully it's not his wiener.
This time.
Not this time.
So these were the different charities that we were looking at, trying to evaluate. We'd worked every year. We do a 9/11 stair climb here in town and work with a bunch of different firehouses from all over, and wanted to kind of try and work with them. And so I reached out to a supporter who has a fantastic mustache and works at a local firehouse, and reached out to him and said, "Hey, what are some nonprofits that you guys actually benefit from there in Chesterfield?" And so from kind of as grassroots as it gets, came up with these 2 charities here: the Chesterfield Professional Firefighters Charitable Foundation and the Old Dominion Professional Firefighters Burn Foundation.
Okay.
And so what we did is look these up. There are some websites, one called GuideStar, and another called Charity Navigator. Both of those links are in that doc. I won't bore you with all that. But basically from there, you can go and get the EIN, which is a specific number for each charity that you get. and then from there you can look up the details.
Isn't it EIN basically their tax or their state tax number?
It is, yeah.
All right.
Like employer identification number. And so we found it useful to kind of make this cheat sheet of information. Here you can see the different areas where the charities had some impact. Like these two are clearly firefighter-based ones. Blue Sky Fund is a charity here that sets up outdoor classes at clubs and expeditions for kids in Richmond who may not necessarily have the opportunity or means to do so. The Woodland Restoration Foundation is a charity here that's going through and cleaning up 2 or 3 neglected African-American cemeteries that are overgrown, and some of the headstones are under like inches of dirt and rock. And so they're cleaning those up and restoring them. The James River Association is a great foundation. They work with cleaning up the James River, which is arguably one of Richmond's best features, and just promoting the overall health of the river. They do a lot of activities for kayaking, canoeing, cleanup, that sort of stuff. And then one of our members, his friend had worked with the Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation and was a beneficiary of that foundation. And so that made the cut as well. And so we were trying to do some environmental work, trying to do some firefighters, and then some more kind of Richmond-centric ones. And so that's how we got to these 6 here.
And did the Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation get ruled out because of the Grand Junction, Colorado thing?
It did.
Red.
It didn't get eliminated. We just put up a red flag to let people know. So when we did the voting within the club for that, there was a link to the spreadsheet, and it was still on the ballot, but it was literally a red flag here because the rest of these are local charities, and this one was not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everybody does different stuff, but I've always tried to work with local charities. I think that's important just to keep it, local.
We put the year the 501c3 status was granted just so you get a sense of how long they've been around and doing this sort of stuff. James River Foundation has been around since 1977, longer than me.
Longer than me too, but not longer than Scott.
Breaking news. This just in live from Texas. Not as long as Scott. And back to you in the studio.
And then from the IRS site or some of those other sites like GuideStar, it lists their IRS receipts. And from there, you can look at the filing year, which nowadays is important because the amount of money that they raise and the programs that they had in 2020 and 2021 would be, I feel like, a little askew from like 2018, 2019. So we tried to pull numbers from the before times just to get a better sense of,
the before times. BC, we call it.
Yep.
Before COVID.
And so from there, you can pull how much their total revenue, how much money they brought in that year. And for the James River Association, they brought in almost $5 million.
Holy crap.
So, yeah.
And that was really mostly from the RVA Beard League. A big chunk.
Yes.
Most of that 4.8 million.
Yes, they had a bake sale.
Huge bake sale. Was there a big difference in the numbers after COVID?
There was a noticeable dip, but I figured it was I feel like those 2 years are kind of outliers. Like they're not really dependable figures per se, because things were just so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are there. You can look at them, but it was kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't placing a whole lot of faith in those just because it was so unusual.
I got you.
Yes, Chad. Yes, Scott Sakura, Talking Beards, Texas branch. As you can see, we still have no power here. When you talk about a dip, are you referring to like a French onion or maybe a buffalo chicken dip? Please explain.
Au jus, yes. I'm talking about a French dip.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Thank you very much. For our listeners in Texas, we're wondering where we have no power currently.
All right. Once you get the total expenses, again, super sexy right here. You can see how much they spend, what they spend their money on. And so for some of these, look, you can see how much they're bringing in, how much they're spending. And then there's usually a separate line item there for how much they spent on programs, which is kind of what we're more interested in. And so you literally divide, this number by this number, and you can get a percentage. So this one was Blue Sky Fund. They spent 74% of their budget on programs.
Okay.
A lot of these did the same. Let's see, that was the Burn Foundation, 71%. James River Foundation or Association was 72. I mean, they're all kind of in the same range, which is funny.
So that means that they're actually spending their money on helping people instead of just paying for CEOs and
exactly like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Once a nonprofit gets so big, there's amount of overhead that you almost kind of need, and which is why we try and do small to medium sized local nonprofits. But yeah, this is just kind of a way that we do a little bit of due diligence to get a better sense of what the charity that we're spending all this time and effort, supporting is. Hopefully it's going in the right place.
I mean, it's extremely impressive what y'all do. Like this is amazing. This is super amazing.
And this number isn't the end all be all. This is just one more kind of factor in all this. Like if we really, had, really wanted to do at the Testicular Cancer Foundation, then, we could still vote and make that a thing. But this was just like an extra data point for us to take into consideration or, take people or, groups out of consideration.
Correct. And Data was also a character in the Goonies show. But just like you, I don't know if you had said this earlier or if you had discussed this in our pre-interview, but these numbers and everything and these breakdowns really show you that you'd rather or you're focusing more on charities that have less fundraising expenditures and overhead expenditures and are actually donating or using the money to help people. And of course, those are the ones you want to work for, not the ones who are spending a majority of their funds towards their administrative costs.
Yeah, I remember in years past we came across a couple and it was in the 40s. Like they were not good numbers, and so we're like, all right, so maybe we don't put our time and effort into that.
What's the fourth one over? Why has it got two sets of numbers?
This is the cemetery group, and the weird thing is they were initially working with a foundation here in town, and then they split. And then in 2019, they bought the cemetery from the city. And so what happened was they had an income of $142,000 and spent $140 of it to buy the property.
Huh.
And so 99% of their income, went to programs.
Right. Yeah. Because the cemetery was the program.
Right.
And now
it was, yeah. And so I felt that kind of needed another data point in there just to, because they always spend all of their money, exclusively on programs. And that's when that just isn't the case.
Aaron, they also spend a lot of money on fences. Do you know why there are fences around cemeteries, Aaron?
I don't know why.
Because people are always dying to get in. And as we can see, there still is no power left in Texas. We're still powerless. And back to you in the studio.
Oh, do you know where else has no power, Scott?
The bottom of, this is correct. I was going to say the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, but
they might.
They have lanternfish. They're good. They have light.
We don't in Texas.
All right, keep going, Chad.
All right, and so that's basically that part. And with that information, we went ahead and.
Oh my gosh! Did you pick one?
We did. This is literally the ballot that we sent to our members. Hey, here, pick whichever one you like.
Okay.
And our winner.
Oh, sorry. I was touching the screen. It wasn't working.
Old Dominion Professional Firefighters Burn Foundation.
Congratulations to those guys.
Woo!
Yes. So when are you oh, look at breaking
Look at
news
this.
right there.
Breaking
This is the
news for
question.
RVA Mid-Atlantic Beard and Stache 9. Look at that. Already got a charity.
The Old Dominion Professional Firefighters Burn Foundation. This is great. Supporting firefighters and civilian burn survivors. This sounds like a really so. Tell us a little bit about them. Do you have information about them specifically?
Yeah, they work with with education. They do a lot of actually smoke detectors, because that's the first step in eliminating burns and fire issues, is making sure that you're out of there and safe. The other part is they have a dedicated burn ward at VCU Medical downtown, and which they were able to just double for any of the firefighters that are injured, on the job, or any of the people they are trying to rescue, things like that. And so they're there to try and minimize that. And then they've also donated, they help sponsor the Central Virginia Burn Camp over in Charlottesville near the mountains, where it's a summer camp for, burn survivors to kind of spend time together and get away from home and out of town, and kind of spend time with folks who've had that same sort of situation, have gone through all that.
So have you talked to this group? I'm sure they know they are your beneficiary for your competition and whatnot.
Yes.
Are they super excited?
They are. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And how informed have they been about beard competitions as charity fundraising events?
A little bit. We've reached out to them for a couple of things, because firefighters are just known for having great mustaches in general, kind of historically, but and just for the sort of work they do, and the kind of selfless work. So
have you tried to convince any of them to compete yet? Or are we not there yet?
We have. A lot of times it's scheduling issues, or as far as being on call, or that they can't, or just exhausted from just getting off call, and other factors like that. So
maybe just all the firefighters in Richmond can just take that weekend off. There won't be any fires that weekend, and then they can all bring their mustaches to the Mid-Atlantic Beard and Stache Championships.
That would be fantastic.
We'll send an email out to all the citizens of Richmond, Virginia, to make sure that they have their batteries. No fire setting.
Richmond, Virginia, no fires tonight.
So you can do that on Facebook now. We can just go to Richmond, Virginia Facebook, and then just do that at everyone thing, and then just be like, don't set fires this weekend. They'll be like, okay, and then you'll have 32 mustache people in your mustache category.
And have StreamYard fix their Facebook commenting, please.
Oh my gosh, freaking StreamYard! Good Lord.
And Texas get their power back. As we can see, breaking news: there still is no power in Texas.
And the sun went ahead and just gave up too.
Gave up. It quit on us here in Texas. Everything's quitting on us here in Texas.
It's not even winter. It's like fall. This is moderate. Oh God, you guys are screwed.
Yes, breaking news. We are screwed in Texas. And back to you, Chad, in the studio.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, is there any more that you want to let anybody know about your stuff, Chad?
I think that's good for now. I just wanted to kind of let folks know, how we do things. Again, you can do your own thing, but this is a lot of it's better explained in that link there that you guys have, because this is dry stuff, because it's all numbers.
It was dry, but it was extremely informative, and I like it. I like that you all actually put in thought and process behind your charities, instead of just being like, here's a charity, that sounds good, and then just going with it. And if that's how you run your club, that's fine. But there's definitely other options. You can actually be professional with this stuff, and you've proven it here tonight, Chad. I appreciate it. All the numbers, that's so sexy.
They have a proven track record of years and years of throwing charity beard events, and you just see it in the numbers and all the people that they have helped and that they've worked for in all the years. So we thank you for what you do for the beard community and for the Richmond, Virginia community as well.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you, Chad. And I'm sure we'll have you back on in a few months or so. And we'll talk all about your competition and we'll go on about your charity some more.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you for coming by and showing us all your cool numbers. And yeah, have a great night.
Great. Thanks, guys. Hope you get power, Scott.
Thank you. Hey, see you.
All right.
That was all right. But before we dive into our next guests here, Aaron.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I want to take a few minutes to let everyone know that we still have no power here in Texas. But no power. But one thing that power does not stop a beard from growing. And when you have a beard that's growing, you would like to get some really good product in that beard, such as Honest Amish. And if you go to honestamish.com and use promo code Talking Beards, you're going to save 15% off your order. And on top of that, for Halloween, you can get free shipping on $35 or more. That's not international shipping. It is domestic shipping.
Domestic only. Yeah. So honestamish.com, save 15%. Domestic orders only over $35. So if you're in Canada, you gotta just pay for shipping. Sorry.
Now, speaking of promo codes with Honest Amish, I hear that there is something in the works right now with a new promo code with a different podcast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I can't. Let's bring in Jason Gynp and El Chapo instead.
Oh, see, I can't see them here right now.
They're ready. So
they're ready to go.
Yeah. So here we go. So coming up November 5th at 7:00. Oh my gosh. In Hamtramck, Michigan. I think that was pretty close. At Smalls, we have the Circus of Whiskers. It'll be brought to you by Honest Amish and the Murder City Facial Hair Crew. So let's just bring in a couple of these guys real quick and bingo bango. What's going on, El Chapo and Jason Gynp?
How's it going, guys?
Oh, it's going okay. It not so much in Scott Sikora's world, but we're all right. I have electricity. You guys got electricity. El Chapo's got a hat on. This is amazing.
Breaking news: there is electricity in Dallas, Texas, just not in the suburbs of Austin, Texas.
Right. We got the power. Maybe it's my magnetic personality.
You have the touch. You have the power.
So, how are y'all doing tonight?
Doing good.
I'm doing well.
If we were any better, we'd be on Talking Beards.
Oh my gosh, you're on Talking Beards. It must be the best night ever.
It doesn't get any better than this. I think there was like the night my kids were born and this.
That's it. Yeah.
This is my highlight, I must say.
If I died tomorrow, they could just put on my headstone. Was on Talking Beards.
Episode 189.
189.
I've done it all. I can't. That's it. I can't top this. And you just went ahead and just called her quits.
That's it.
Well, let's not do that.
Not yet.
You got lots of living to do, and you're probably going to go to Detroit next couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah. November 4th, we have our welcome party. November 5th is the circus. I'll be flying in. It's going to be an amazing time. We're going to be in a city within a city this time. For those of you that have never done that, Hamtramck is a city within the city of Detroit. So a city within a city.
So this is a little different because you all you've never been in Hamtramck before. So why the change to this new location?
Well, there's a couple reasons we changed. Over the past few years, there's been a little bit of security issues with people's vehicles. So because we love everybody so much, want to make sure that they're there enjoying themselves and can go out to their car and drive home safely. So we moved locations.
Valuables.
Yes. We moved locations. The parking situation's much better. This area in Hamtramck that Chapo was talking about, where Smalls is, there's a lot of concerts, a lot of concert venues. In fact, Smalls hosts concerts as well. So we're going to have the stage there for our comp and basically take over the full bar.
Oh, yeah. This place is semi-famous in southeast Detroit.
The Smalls is?
Yeah, it's semi-worldwide famous.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit why is it world famous? What has happened here to make it so famous?
Well, one,
Polish food.
they've agreed to have us.
Well, so besides that,
we are now, what ZZ Top say? Worldwide. They've had lots of bands, lots of punk bands come through, Smalls. It's just a mainstay in Detroit for local and national acts to come through. It's a badass place. You guys are really going to enjoy it. I'm here as the sideshow court jester. Jason's got all the info.
Yeah. So, Smalls, as he said, Hamtramck. Another, they have delicious Polish food in Hamtramck. So if you get a chance, there's a couple Polish cafe in Polina, delicious Polish food. Get your pierogies, sauerkraut, guamkis, kielbasa.
Dill pickle soup.
Oh, yes.
Get the dill pickle soup.
Scott loves dill pickle soup.
I do. It's one of my favorite. When you said pierogies, I got really excited. But so change of venue, but still Circus of Whiskers. It's going to still continue being the same event, but just a different venue. Correct?
Yeah, that is correct. We're still going to have the games that we've always had. We have burlesque performers. We have 5 of them this year. We have a magic show by Big Icky. He's performed before in the past. We have our lineup of judges, some world famous judges.
Tell us about these judges. Who do you got?
Yeah, so to start off, we got Jason Seelin. I think a lot of people know him.
I think he makes beard oil.
Yeah, but also coffee too, right? Brutality Coffee.
Weird.
And doesn't he have a beard competition coming up like this weekend or something too?
I think so. So
the Monsters Ball. Check it out. We'll prop them, right?
There it is. That's a good looking deck. I like that.
That is an awesome deck that El Chapo picked up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Monsters Ball. Good time. Check them out too. They're before us, but don't get too excited. Don't get too blue out. Come out, show out, be up with the Murder City crew.
Breaking news. Facebook comments are now currently working. So hopefully people are tuning in now.
There you go. Nice. Facebook's working again.
Yeah. Let's see. Next up on the judges list, somebody by the name of Taxi Phil. I don't know if anybody's heard of him, but he'll be coming into town from Cincinnati. He's been around, over 15 years bearding?
100 years bearding.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and is also BFF with the King of England currently.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, check out that episode of Talking Beards. Taxi Phil goes on and on about him and the King of England or BFFs. It is definitely our most watched YouTube show.
They ice cream together, I'm sure.
They do, yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
Off each other's fingers.
Yeah, they don't use utensils in England.
There are some visuals we don't need, Scott.
I'm only repeating what I've heard on the interwebs. Breaking news in Texas. Their internet is still working.
You have internet, but you don't have electricity. That's weird. All right. So who else we got?
Yeah. So let's see. We also got Melissa Leroux. So she's known as the Creepy Queen.
Wow. She's coming all the way from California, huh?
Yeah. Coming out from Sacramento, part of the Sacramento Mustache and Beard Society.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we got a couple of local people as well. So we have Brittany Taplin. She's a barber who works for Youngbloods, which is a well-known local barbershop in the metro area. She was out at our show last year, actually trimming beards and kind of giving people a little bit of, clean up, make sure they look good for the comp.
Are you going to have a barber set up this year?
So no, we're not going to have a barber set up this year. She'll be on stage judging everybody.
She's busy this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe next year.
And then our last judge is Jason Hall. So Jason Hall, you may have heard of a group of people driving around in towns on their bikes, something called the slow roll. So this guy was he was the founder of that. So that actually started out in Detroit here. And basically they'll get thousands of people all riding their bikes. You got people with lights on their bikes, speakers. The cops follow everybody around and block off roads so they can all go through. So he founded that, and now he has moved on to actually own his own, the one and only electric bike store in Detroit.
That's pretty cool. Have either of y'all participated in this bike parade thing?
So I've been in the slow roll once. It's a lot of fun. You drive around town, you cruise at your own pace. It's a slow roll. A good way to get to see the city.
Yeah, I was in it one time. Lots of people come out. It attracts a lot of people in the neighborhoods. You ride through different neighborhoods, check out different areas, stop at different venues.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good way to get to learn a city if you're not real familiar and you're with hundreds upon hundreds of people sometimes. So it's a pretty safe deal. The one in Detroit, I don't think they've ever had any issues. People come out and cheer you on. It's almost like a parade.
Yeah, I've witnessed one in Cleveland it was after one of our beard competitions. It was really late at night, and we were leaving the venue after cleaning up, and it was just the bike after bike, and they were all lit up, just going through the streets of Cleveland. And it was it was a really interesting and fascinating spectacle. I had no idea what was going on and didn't know anything about it till you guys just mentioned it right now.
It's the slow roll, Scott.
Oh, yes.
So you've got 5 judges? Is that it?
We got 5 judges. That's correct.
So I want to take one step back. You said you have burlesque dancers. When are they going to be performing?
So we'll have there'll be certain intermissions throughout the show. So we'll have
throughout the evening.
Yeah. So I think basically we'll have like 2 sets, 2 intermissions. Basically we'll have burlesque dancing, have the magic show as well. Do some more comp, another intermission.
Judges got to pee, man.
Sometimes.
That is true.
Now, in the past, you guys have really promoted this as a adults only event.
Yes.
Is this still a adults only event?
Yeah, that's correct. It's still adults only, 21 and over. You can get tickets at the door. They're $25. Also this year, I think first time you're able to buy tickets ahead of time via Eventbrite. So if you're interested in doing that, right on.
Your event page says 18 and over.
Oh.
So if it's 21 and over, you might want to correct that.
No, I believe it's 18.
All right.
18. You just got to be an adult.
Gotcha. So
now,
as long as you're an adult, you're good.
Yes.
Now, also in the past, you guys have worked with different animal shelters, pit bull rescues, and different things of the such for your events. Are you guys continuing to work with those same groups? And if so, which ones were they again?
Yeah, so our main charity is Detroit Animal Welfare Group, also known as DOG. That they're going to be the main benefactor for this show. They've been around since 2011. They have a 25-acre farm on the north side of Detroit, kind of in the sticks. But they take care of all types of animals, dogs, cats, farm animals, reptiles. If there's a hurt animal in the neighborhood, like a raccoon or a squirrel, they'll help rehabilitate them.
It is a no-kill shelter, so animals will be there for the rest of their lives. They do have some pits, right? Some breeds that are unadoptable, and they will care for them and give them a good life for the rest of their lives, right? They just, some animals people suck and turn them into unadoptable things, and they live there and have a good life and are fed and cared for. And so it's an awesome charity. And yeah, like Jason said, they started out with pit bulls, and then people brought them ducks and horses, and
and they just couldn't turn them away.
They don't turn them away, right? They're just loving people that take care of animals. So that's kind of what drew us towards them. We all know there's a time to eat animals and a time to hug them. So we've drawn that line, and we help with both.
Nice. Are you going to have any? Good.
Oh, sorry. One of the things that I've loved about your events is them bringing the dogs to the actual event and having a few there that, they bring them up on stage, tell a little bit of that's just so I remember from Brad being up there introducing the event and having the organizer, and she tells a story about her and Brad going into this house and saving this pit bull and stuff like that, and they bring the dog up on stage. But then they also have another dog there or two, and you get to actually meet the dogs that they've worked with or helped and stuff like that, which is really cool. And I'm assuming that's going to be happening again, correct?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, they'll be there. The Pretties for Pitties, who are our stage girls, right? They're another pit bull rescue. They bring some dogs out, and we help them. And then we also have Suck It Suicide, which is one of the charities that we help, suicide prevention. They're most of us are a big part of that organization, and we do some work with them. So we try to spread the love, and we want to help animals and people. It's just a good time and great people.
As long as your first charity doesn't bring any ducks, we'll be fine.
What's wrong with
to interrupt?
Tell them no ducks.
Why don't
ducks
you
are evil? They're the most
Ducks?
evil animal ever. Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Like Donald and Daffy?
No, those are fine. They're cartoons. All cartoons are great. Those are perfectly fine. But no, Scott is completely.
What did we do with Scott?
What happened to your USB? Did your ring light die or something?
All right, so breaking news. All my battery power is now going bone dry. My phone will be dying within moments. So I want to thank you guys for being here, and I wish you the best of luck this weekend, because you're going to be losing me any second, because
and we went.
He's gone.
Got him.
I couldn't time that any better. You're about to lose me, and
Austin. It was the Ducks. Hey, so
Ducks.
we want to mention that we also have, because we all go to these beard shows, these beard comps, these beard assemblies, right? Whatever word we want to use, and people get up there and well, how long have you been growing your beard? And somebody's bound to say, I've been growing it about this long.
Okay, so that's what we need to say every time.
Every time somebody says it. But we all know that we love to be entertained. We love loud. The reason the circus is adult is because of the nudity, the male nudity, right? Every guy in a kilt has to prove that he's wearing a kilt.
Yeah,
so
we've heard the stories from Ankara and the almost posted on Facebook whole set of pictures from Detroit that almost got Ankara banned from Facebook for life.
We have a stage presence award, and I'm honored that it's named after shy, quiet, demure me.
Okay,
right,
makes sense.
They've taken the quietest guy in the team, and they've given me a fucking award. We're gonna be handing out awards. You get up there, you entertain us, you make us laugh, you make us cry, scare us, do something on stage.
So basically, Jason Gymp's going to get up there and take his pants off.
Yeah, maybe. You never know.
Ring toss.
We may have somebody teabagged. People have been known to be teabagged around us, especially Logie. When he falls,
I think he loves that sort of thing.
I think he's got a thing for Brad's teabag. And he kind of sets it up. But yeah, so we've got those awards. We've got, what do we got, Jason? 15 categories?
Yeah, 15 categories. First, second, third in stage presence for every category.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on out. Make an ass out of yourself with your ass. The awards this year are spectacular. Our man Sean has put in a lot of work. The whole team. The Fetcos have put in work. The whole team. We've just grown, right? Murder City Facial Hair Crew. I guess it just took me leaving, right?
That's what everybody said.
What's the problem?
Yeah, that's
I was holding them back.
So that's what everybody says.
Yeah, it's just me. But that's okay. I'm used to hanging out with quality people who are somebody. So I'm all right with that. But yeah, our club is growing. We're doing great things. The circus is going to be a blast, and new venue.
Who's going to be keeping everyone in line all night? Who's your MC for this event?
Who would make a good MC?
I have no idea. I was thinking like
maybe this guy,
Sean Harper.
Well, we have come to the conclusion that Steve's ADD doesn't let him stay focused long enough. So, like years past, it'll be me and Brad. Me and El Taco will start out but we will be bringing up, I believe Sean Harper will be up there.
I believe Sean Logie too.
Yeah, and Logie. So we'll give you guys a break from the madness for a little bit, and then maybe I gotta poop or something, right? You gotta go poop, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't poop on stage. I mean, it's Detroit. You probably could.
Hey, Gigi Allen's done it in Detroit.
I got faith in you. You can do it.
We're gonna have and you're gonna need to poop if you're eating at our taco truck, at our food truck, Renegade.
I mean, that should be on the truck right there.
Truck.
Our tacos are so good, it'll make you want to poop.
That's it, right? Renegade is going to be there. The former owner of Zeke's Barbecue, for those that are in the area, runs Renegade Food, and it's going to be spectacular. Trust me. I mean, just the atmosphere alone. For those that have been there, know we have a good time. We raise money for charity. It's about camaraderie. We all love each other. We love to yell Detroit at each other. I don't know what the parameters are on the show. I know I've probably got you in trouble with the FCC a couple of times.
Can't get us in trouble. It's impossible unless you play music. Like, you can do whatever you want, just don't play music.
Just don't. Right on. But
that's the limitations.
Everybody knows about yelling Detroit and the response, and we have a family friendly response for that all the time. But it's just a part of the show, and we love everybody that comes out and has shown us support. Now 7 years, we've grown, we've raised a lot of money, we've made a lot of friends. We've traveled around and we bring in, and we've got Jason. What's the night before the welcome party?
Yeah, so the night before we'll be at a place called Barcade Detroit. So it's located in Midtown. If you like playing arcade games, bring your cash, get some quarters. Play some Pac-Man.
Is this like a 21 and over establishment, or?
It's a bar. They serve drinks. I don't know if they're 21 or 18 and over, to be honest.
It's one or the two. I mean, Detroit's just an adult event overall.
Yes.
Don't bring your kids.
Much.
So back to your event a little bit. What are your trophies going to be this year? Everyone knows that.
They're a big secret. We can't tell you.
Come on, man. Why would you keep your trophies a secret?
What?
So we've talked about this. Me and Natalie have talked about this. We travel a little bit together, so we have lots of conversations.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense to me why any club would keep their trophies secret, because that's what people are coming for. Like, that should be a giant draw for everyone. Like, look at our trophies, are super cool. Like, I would want to make like 400 posts about what trophies we're having.
You just want one of those diesel rods, right?
Oh my gosh, dude, that's so stupid. Scott got the best trophy that's ever happened, and then y'all never freaking did them again. Like, that's ridiculous. Those connecting rods are amazing trophies.
They were some badass connecting rods.
Dude, those are so badass.
Those were courtesy of Cummins, man, and I appreciate all my friends Cummins for giving us those.
Andrew says bring back the car parts. I mean, he just posted on Facebook that he won one of your car parts just the other day. And I don't understand how just the other day he won it. I mean, but he posted on Facebook, so it's got to be true.
Right? There's no lies on the internet.
Absolutely not. Internet is completely factual information only.
But all I got to say to you right now for the trophies, this is all you get.
So,
right?
All right. So we're just getting just going to get a bunch of middle fingers for trophies.
Just mine.
Maybe.
I'll take yours. Can I cut your hand
giant
off?
Detroit. Just one giant Detroit for the whole lot of you.
It is just, you're going to have some very, very Detroit trophies.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of, is Eminem going to show up ever at your event? Have y'all ever tried?
I don't know. We should invite him. I don't know if we've tried.
I should get some people from Psychopathic Records, right? Some people down with the clown. I tried to get the Rude Boy, but
no ICP.
I asked Isham on Facebook the other day. I told him he should go. But
why does Fago not sponsor your event?
We have had Fago sponsor in the past, but as you know, the name of our club is a little controversial. So some unlike Honest Amish, which is just all accepting and all welcoming and doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, they're super thrilled that I sponsor your event every year. They love it.
some companies have a little issue with the M part of the Murder City facial hair crew, but
understandable.
On the sly, Fago has given us stuff in the past, right?
That's cool.
They have provided for us. So we are loyal to them, but ICP has a little bit of a thing going on the weekend before with Hollow Wicked. So those guys might be wore out and tore out. And I don't know if they can handle the Circus of Whiskers. They've got their own little carnival they deal with. We may be.
There's no way they can handle your event. There's no way. It's way too rowdy for them. Way too rowdy.
That's it. But we do love juggalos, right? I don't know if we got any other juggalos in the house. Lifelong old man juggalo. Whoop, whoop.
Juggalove.com, Andrew says.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. You should try it. You should go to it right after this.
I don't know, man. That sounds kind of
I'm not clicking it.
Got to be down with the clowns.
Got to be down with the clowns. But yeah, so it's going to be a great time, man. Like I say, we do appreciate Honest Amish being the amazing people that they are. I mean, it's great product. I mean, this thing was about 1/4 of an inch long last week, man. I started using the soap.
Boom. Look at it.
Look at it.
Dude, right? I shave every morning.
It's longer than my tallywhacker, which isn't hard to do, but there it is, right? I mean, it's not as stylish as Gynp's mustache ever, but, you know, this stays nice and soft. My wife likes it, and it's all due to Honest Amish and their products, man. We appreciate you guys.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Is there anything else that you need to tell everybody about your event? So we got it. See, it says 7 o'clock on the event page. Is that
is correct? 7 o'clock. Friday
event.
Pardon?
Is that the doors or is that?
That's the doors. So we'll start at 7. Register. We'll get the event started probably, I think, around 8 o'clock or so.
And then it'll be done about 3-4 a.m.
Yeah, maybe a little later.
If
we'll all watch the sun come up together.
Yes.
Jason, you got any info on the brunch?
So when the circus ends, just walk on over to Stache International.
Okay.
So it's a brunch spot down near Easter Market. So that'll be at noon on Sunday.
Right about the same time the comp's over.
Yes.
Right about
noon on Sunday.
And for those that do get in early after Friday night, before you come out, when you're recovering, the Eastern Market right there, it's one of the largest farmers markets, oldest farmers markets in the country. It's amazing sights and sounds and we've got some great things. Moving to where we're going into Hamtramck, there's a few more things to do near the venue. And more opportunity to enjoy parts of Detroit that a lot of people that come down usually don't, right? You hit downtown, you hit the stadiums, you go get fisted right there on Jefferson, and then you go to a hockey game or a basketball game or a football game. But we like to give you the other side of the city, show you the real parts of Detroit, where we come from, where we are. The parts that show love, right? They don't, not just your dollar. We obviously want your dollars for our charity, but you're coming out and you're going to get lots of Detroit love and caring and sharing. And, my favorite word through all of this is camaraderie.
Man, I freaking love y'all. You're like well, besides Jason Gynp, y'all are like the roughest looking dudes, and you're just like got the biggest heart. And I freaking love it. I love it.
Well, we appreciate that. We try. Some of us are making up. The 80s were a hell of a drug, and some of us are still trying to make up for that.
Like Jason Gynp, he's trying to make up for it.
Trying.
I don't even think he was alive in the 80s. What the hell?
What?
You're a baby, aren't you? Like,
no. I was born in the 70s, man.
He's an old man. He was born in the 70s. Oh my God.
Thomas sure has preserved your skin.
It has.
Guys, I appreciate it. And so all the news and information about your event lives on your event page, and it's Murder City Facial Hair Crew. Click on events, you'll find it in there. Guys,
is Natalie going to be with you? Will Natalie?
Probably.
Nice. All right. So now, now the real real star of the family.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know what happened. Like he was talking and talking. All right, go ahead. Speak Natalie's praise. She's waiting.
If I had feelings, they'd be hurt.
I know.
You know, we love you guys both, and you're such a big deal, man. I brag about knowing you from, all the way from Barrie, Ontario, Canada, all the way down to Austin, Texas. I tell people that I know Aaron Johnson from Honest Amish, man, and it's gotten me not a damn thing yet, but sooner or later, I'm gonna get me a free coffee or something out of it.
I there's hope for your free coffee.
$1.39 and me dropping your name gets me a coffee somewhere.
Somewhere for sure. All right, Steven, El Chapo, thank you, sir. Have fun. I will see you. In
November 4th, 5th, and 6th. Come on out to Detroit.
Love
Thanks
you.
for letting us be on. Thanks, Aaron.
All right, Jason Gynp, thank you, sir. And
Peace out.
Yeah, buddy. Have a great night.
Thanks again. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, everybody. Well, that pretty well wraps up the show. I think this was pretty much one of our most technical difficulty episodes that we've had in a while. I don't think Facebook ever really worked. Maybe kinda. I see a few people are commenting from over there, but I also see I can't get the video and there's nobody over there. So I don't know. Facebook hated us tonight, but we made it work. And thank you, Scott, for going live on remote. That happened about 10, 15 minutes before the show, and I thought I was going to be by myself this whole time. And I wasn't, thank goodness, because Chad had a lot of numbers, and I don't do numbers. And Scott loves them. So, yeah, everybody have a great evening, great night. Go to Detroit, November 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's going to be an amazing time. If you have not been to this event, you definitely should, because it's a freaking good time. Everybody, see you next week. Okay, bye.